It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. Up next, we'll see Russell Wilson. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Broncos and the Dolphins. And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 24.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Well, the Broncos offense gets set to go to work, and at the helm in his second season wearing orange and blue, Russell Wilson.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
Last week's game.
Good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
Give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio's pretty good. He'll try and eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
Wilson's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
Judy fell just shy of his first 1,000-yard season last year and showed just how good a playmaker he can be. One big reason why the Broncos have told everyone he's staying in Denver.
An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. The numbers for Williams a week ago, 21 carries, 73 yards.
They put a lot of effort into game playing and establishing this ground game last week, and reward was a nice day rushing the ball. Helped them put a balanced offense out on the field. And that carry is an indicator that this ground game has to be established again this week.
That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. And, Charles, this defense, they know that they've got their work cut out for them. Here's a quarterback coming off a game in which he threw 4 touchdowns. And they've watched the tape all week. They've seen it, but what can they do differently?
I think they've got to approach it like a pitcher facing a really hot batter. Get him uncomfortable in the box. Change speeds, change locations, change the pitches you throw at him. So show different coverages, blitz sometimes, drop back other times. Just don't let him get comfortable or let him get into rhythm.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the draw, here's Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. We take a peek at the list of inactives for this week's game. And gosh, this early in the season, Charles, injuries already accumulating for this squad.
You got to wonder in this organization, are they just saying to themselves, well, hopefully we're just getting them out of the way early so we can make a late season push when we have everyone back. It certainly feels that way with the number of injuries they've had already.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. Wilson. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Emmanuel Ogbah that time able to drop him for a loss.
Now that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game, because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 45-yard line.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he whips that one incomplete there. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And it's third down. When you look at this Bronco defense, this unit, they're hoping to improve against the pass because right now, Charles, is number 27 in the NFL.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll early, chip away at their timing.
Mike McDaniel dialing up the risk here a little bit on fourth down. They're going to go for it. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos will take over possession here up at the 44.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. An excellent run of 22 yards on the keeper and also a first down.
First down, Broncos.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Now Wilson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Now we get a look at their most recent draft class, and you need to get real familiar with some of these names here because this front office thinks that these are going to be guys that have an impact for them on Sundays for years to come.
I think you're exactly right about that. And what I know about this group doing the drafting, it's not all about instant value when they put their class together.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Dolphins are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that third down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. DJ Jones, former 49er, there on the stop.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Tua's throw complete there to Berrios. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Here's Tua. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So certainly a defensive mistake here in the first quarter, getting hit with a roughing the passer call.
And that hurts not just because of the yardage you gave up and give them a fresh set of downs, but that brought the home crowd into this one. And when you go on the road, your job is to silence the crowd, not energize them.
And he'll complete this one to Berrios. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's second down. The Dolphins at 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. 3rd and 5. Looking to pass. Tua. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
On play action, here's Tua. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this this first quarter. We're scoreless after one. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground game with And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They run for it. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. Again, it's And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Tua going to throw. Gets this one to Hill. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 16. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They give to Achane on the option. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And the Dolphins are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal from just inside the 5. Tua going to keep it on the draw. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Dolphins go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
Yeah, this is pretty similar to the Wildcat plays that were bouncing around the league circa 2008 or so. The idea here, just snap it right to the guy you want to run with it. In theory, you're getting yourself an extra blocker. And here, that Wildcat runner is your quarterback. And he takes it into the end zone.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. From his end zone, here's Tremont Smith. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly. But here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they'd better take advantage of it because otherwise, if they end up losing by 1 score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. Now it's Wilson. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Well, this is a half of not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Wilson. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The end result, 21 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Wilson steps away to his left. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa. This one thrown underneath to A-Chain. And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Tua wants to throw it on 2nd down. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. That is caught. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Dolphins 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Tua sets up to pass it. Forced out to his left. And that is incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Tua once again here on 2nd and 10. Quick slant. Tyreek Hill with it. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 75. And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. When they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make the score 14-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So the Broncos coming out now. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least 1 practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated. Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. They go play action with Wilson. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to give it back here just shy of the 20. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. 3rd down, here's H.A. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Here's Smith to return it. The offense getting set again. We spotlight Javonte Williams, the running back. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong. Only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity. That's our bread and butter. That's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now. I think we're seeing some of that in this running game here.
So did you not get that down, and that's why you were moved to the defense? Or what?
I don't know for that reason, but I do know I saw a couple of guys throw, and immediately they were saying, you know, you need to learn how to back pedal.
Hey, you turned into a heck of a DB, though, partner. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And it's the Jets who have the lead with that one getting close to halftime. Allen Lazard, a touchdown reception. From there, it's off to the land to check on the Browns at home in the dog pound. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Tennessee Titans. Elijah Moore, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's check in on our nation's capital to see what's happening with the Washington Commanders at home at FedEx Field. And currently they are tied with the visiting Bills in that one. It was a strong first half from the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. Final preparations being made for the second half, both in terms of game plan and also hydration, because humidity is really going to catch up to these guys, no doubt. And for the call of the second half, we go back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in this second half. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half They didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Play action, now it's Tua. Flushed out right. Able to find the open man, that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down and then some, 36 yards.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
Chain on 1st and 10. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Now Tua. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Buying time to his left. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. To throw is Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it they're picking up the 1st down. They'll set up to run the quarterback draw. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
2nd and 5. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
On 2nd down, a run by Chain. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Well, here in this third quarter, the whole complexion of the ball game flips on a dime there, CD. This is back to a one-score game.
And sometimes when your offense is sputtering, you as a defensive unit have to take it upon yourselves to say, we've got to go out there, maybe take a few chances along the way, and see if we can generate some points ourselves. And lo and behold, they were able to deliver.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Miami set to take over. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Tua getting it quickly out to Waddle. There he goes left side. Jalen Waddle all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-7. Kick it away after the touchdown. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Denver's offense now set to go. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. On second down, here's Wilson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with it. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing is Wilson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. This quick pass complete to Sutton. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
First down, Broncos.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position.
And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense on third down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now it's Wilson. Under pressure, they got him again. Channing Tindall drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Watch out for Hill on the return. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And it'll be Dolphin football. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Achane gets it from the gun. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Looking to pass. Tua. And he'll complete this one to Berrios. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins 1st down. Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. Now he's loose down the left sideline. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Tua now on 1st down. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Caden Stearns. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Well, I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Javonte Williams, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. What's good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation, the catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out in a big way.
Means he wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because some of these receivers are very vocal about how much they're getting it. Others are quieter, but they still let you know, give me the ball, I'm going to make a play.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Tua, fast pass outside complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 31-yard line.
A give up the middle to Achane. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And now this is going to be close. The defense stopped him, and they did. Mike McDaniel, he's going to ask him to take a closer look at this call, and out comes the challenge flag. So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Channing Tindall able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he will find his man on the outside. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Well, this crowd is making an impact right now. 3rd and 10. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means that...
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Dolphins have just about sewn up this football game. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. We've got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Another run on second down, trying to cover up. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now it looks like he'll throw here. He'll swing this out to Mostert.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he is going to have a Miami first down, and the Dolphins are going to win the football game. And they'll indeed take a knee. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, but he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Miami, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for Denver, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaud. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.